You talking about maybe being more of a factor down the field, kind of big plays in the offense. Ben mentioned something about trying to work you in that mold more this offseason. I'm just curious if you had any conversations or anything or talk about that being maybe a bigger part of your game in year two?
Yeah, just got back, so the last time I talked to Ben, probably like a month ago, but it was nothing, not really football related, just catching up. But I haven't really talked to any of the coaches yet, just player run stuff right now. So I'm sure, when the coaches get out there and we're all out there together, we can, talk more about that.
Like that.
Definitely. Definitely.
Being that big play guy, that can be a bigger part?
Yeah, I think so. I'm excited to see what's going to happen next year.
What's your relationship with Marv, if any at all, pre-existing?
Yeah, I just met him. Well, I met him when we played the Jaguars, but that was just, quick what's up. But, being around him, he's awesome. He's been in the league for a long time. Obviously, you're doing something right if you're in the league for that long. But, we talked for like 2 hours yesterday after, workouts, just about life and everything. He told me, I knew he spoke Spanish, and he told me he was self-taught. So I want to learn Spanish, and I asked him, what he did to learn Spanish. So I'm on the same path. So hopefully next year, by this time, I'll be fluent. A little bit of French. Yeah.
The difference in this building, maybe coming back this year versus coming back last year, coming off a season where you guys finished as strong as you did, winning 9 games. Is there a different feeling in here?
I think so. I think it's just understood, though. There's not much to be said. We know what we did last year. The media knows. Everyone saw what we did. And for us as a team, we feel like it's only up from here. We can use that same momentum that we did, going into last year, like going into this year, the way we finished the season, building off that and just understanding that, we're only going to be better as a team, but they're not going to hand it to us. Nothing's going to be given. Teams now know, we're not just a walkover team, and it's going to be tough, but I think we'll embrace the challenge. Yeah, I was super excited to have him back. I was telling Dave when, I saw the news on Twitter, or I forget where I saw it, I didn't want to jump the gun, didn't want to call anyone. I was like, it's probably fake news. And then Jared texted me, and I was like, it might be real. And then I waited like 30 minutes, and then I called Ben, and we chopped it up for like 20 minutes or whatever. And he told me he was excited to come back and, ready to get to work. Got some unfinished business, so I'm super excited to have him back. No, he is. He is, yeah.
Wondering what your workout was like, what you've seen from him.
Yeah, it's been, it was awesome. We all linked up like two weeks ago back in California. Had a lot of the receivers there, the Qs, just running around, throwing routes, catching balls. He looked good. I'm excited to see what he does. Obviously, finally him being healthy, having a year to, prepare and train. Whereas last year, he was rehabbing and then we threw him in at the end of the season. So I'm excited to see what he does, with a full offseason under his belt.
That's your first 2 years. Tied for most catches with 196 and a Pro Bowler in year 2. I'm just curious, what's the next step for you? Where do you think your game can get better?
Yeah, I have my personal goals. They change each year. Obviously, I want to do better each year, but I'm not really worried about those anymore. I'm more worried about, the team, playoffs, what we can do as a team because, I'm going to take care of myself. I already know that. But, making sure this team is where we need to be, which I know we can do. I'm excited for that, trying to become more of a leader, things like that, I'm really ready to take on.
It seems like right now, the playoffs seem like a given for this team. Do you agree with that? And anything less than making the playoffs, is that going to be a failure of a season for you guys? Yeah,
that's a good question. Like I said earlier, I don't think anything is given in this league. So, people we might slate, Lions are going to make the playoffs. At the end of the day, we still got to go get it. Each week, we got to win each game, whatever it is. And teams, everyone has social media. Everyone sees what everyone else sees. So, like I said, teams are not just going to let us walk over them or, it's the Lions. We can take it easy this game. They know Lions are projected to win the NFC North, whatever it is. And we understand that, and I think it's just going to make it that much more fun for us this year.
Be different, you think, for you guys playing with expectations? Everybody's saying you guys are going to win the division, you're the favorites, everybody's picking you, but playing with those expectations, do you look forward to that, or is that going to be a different kind of pressure that you guys haven't experienced yet?
Yeah, I look forward to it. I love, having something to look forward to, something to attain, something to reach. That's just my personality personally. But I think us as a team, we got a lot of young guys like we've been had since we were here that are hungry, that I've seen, what we did 2 years ago, only winning 3 games, I think it was my rookie year, to last year, to what we can do this year. I think just being a part of that journey is going to help us, that much more throughout the year.
A lot about the draft, and it's coming up next week. What was that process like for you? How was Brad? Did you speak to them a lot, or how meticulous, or how did you find out how was their process in selecting you in the late rounds?
Yeah, I didn't talk to Brad at all. I actually just had a Zoom interview with El. I remember that one. It was brief, 30 minutes or whatnot, and that was really it. I had no idea that the Lions were going to select me. But I think that's what it is for most guys in the draft. You're not a top 5 pick. You probably don't know where you're going. So, yeah, I had no idea, if I'm being honest. So I feel like the draft, you never really know what's going to happen.
Why do you think he's been able to identify guys like yourself, in the 4th round, and guys, in these later rounds that's really came in and contributed right away? Why do you think he's had an eye for that so far?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think some people just have the eye for talent. They know, they know what talent looks like. They know what potential looks like. And I think, Brad has that eye. Obviously, he selected me, so what can I say? But I'm just saying, I think, aside from all that, he's definitely made some great picks in the later rounds. And like I said, I think some people just have that eye for talent. You can't teach it. I feel like you're just born with it, and I think he has it.
Looking at the offseason, it feels like the team's playing mad and just continuing to grab free agents. From your perspective on the offensive side of the ball, what's it been like to see what the defense has been doing?
I'm excited. I'm excited to go up against them each week in practice once we start going up against each other. But not even that, just out during the season. I already know it's already an upgrade. I can tell just off, who we have, watching, some guys work already. So I'm excited to see, what our defense does. We already had some ballers on defense, so just adding more guys to it, it's only going to make the competition better in OTAs during camp, going to make everyone better, so it's only going to help us.
The offensive side of the ball or the defensive side of the ball?
I can't give any secrets out yet. You guys are going to have to tune in for that one.
What's it like in person?
It's nice. It's nice, yeah.
You see players around the league now this offseason as compared to the other ones. Are you getting a different vibe of the way they are looking at the Lions now from the players you talk to, and more receptive to coming here if they had to, whatever? Do they tell you stuff like that?
Yeah, I do. It's yes and no. Some players are like, they're like from last year. Definitely, they were like towards the end of the year. They didn't want to. Some players told me that they didn't want to see us in the playoffs because we were rolling. And then I feel like sometimes other players like, yeah, they're still the Lions. Regular old Lions. So I get mixed emotions, mixed feelings from different people. But it's definitely different from when I was a rookie. People were just like, yeah, it's the Lions, whatever. But now, I feel like a lot of people can kind of tell that we're trying to turn things around, and we are. So I think we just got to keep doing what we're doing.
You obviously there with Gardner Johnson. What were first off, how did that come about? And second of all, what were your first impressions of him? Did you know him before that?
No, so I actually didn't know him before that. I had texted him once he signed, congratulations, I'm excited, yada, yada, yada. But no, my agent just told me that, Family Feud would like to have me on. I was like, sure. And I found out he was going to be on it. And then, once we got there, I met him, we talked, cool dude. He did a good job, so you guys have to watch him. He did a real good job.
Learning Spanish, what's your process like picking the brains of veterans? I imagine you're always looking for things to add to your game, so how do you go about when you get a new veteran in the room? How do you go about expanding your own knowledge through working with them?
Yeah, I just ask a bunch of questions. I love to pick people's brains, especially guys like that have been in this league for that long. He's obviously doing something right, so I was just asking him what his workout routine is, what he does, because I have a certain way of working out in the off season. I know everyone's different, so I was just asking a bunch of questions, what he does, what he likes, and he kind of told me what he's figured out works for him. But what he told me is everyone's different, which is right. Everyone's body's different, so just asking him a bunch of questions is I can never ask enough questions, I feel like.
Seems like the momentum's been lost maybe a little bit, but your hopes maybe that this team gets to go to Germany next year.
Man, I was just talking to Ellie. I wish we can. I mean, I hope we do. I don't know. I heard we're not. I heard we might still be able to, but I'm not ruling anything out until it's official.
This team last year relied a lot on rookies, in particular on the defensive side of the ball. The hope is obviously that they're going to grow. Can you just talk for a second about your experience and what they may go through and the comfort level, how it rises going from year 1 to year 2?
Yeah, I would say for me, after my rookie year, going into my second year, it was definitely just being more comfortable out there, knowing, understanding, what you're trying to get done when you're out there, different scenarios, situations. I would say that's the biggest thing from year 1 to year 2, because at the end of the day, you're the same player for the most part, but mentally you can definitely change and grow. So I think for a lot of the young guys on defense, like you talk about Aiden, Kirby, all the young guys rookies that played last year, I mean, most guys usually get better from year 1 to year 2. So I'm excited for them. I think they're going to, start to see the game a little different. It's going to slow down for them. That's the biggest thing. But yeah, they're definitely, most players get better. So it's going to be exciting.
What was it like to steal David Montgomery from your brother's team?
It was fun. It was good. It was great, actually. I gave my brother some crap. Told him we took his guy. But no, watching him play, man, I remember, I think it was Bears, Packers, last year. They played like Sunday night or something, and he had a crazy run. And my brother always told me, we play Call of Duty together, me, my brother. And I was playing with Jamar, was my teammate, and then he was playing with David. So we would just do two on two, see who can, get the most kills or whatnot. And so I already had talked to David before, and my brother told me, he'd be doing crazy stuff in practice, the jukes he does, like dudes can't tackle him. So I already knew he was that guy. And then we played him, watched his tape, because, we watch different teams play each other. So you see David out there. But no, he's a baller. I'm excited to see what he does.
I think you've got the schedule coming out fairly soon. Are you at all interested in seeing how many primetime games and things like that we have this year?
Yeah, I'm super excited to see that. I think we had 0 last year. Well, we have the Thanksgiving game, and then we got flexed Sunday night. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what happens this year.
The draft process with the Lions, was it just at the combine or was it here? Where did you talk to them?
Yeah, so when I was coming out, actually it was COVID, so we didn't have a combine. It was just Zoom interviews with teams, and then we had a medical in Indianapolis, so I flew there and did a medical, and that was it. So it was really quick, but yeah, COVID kind of messed everything up for my class. So I was just doing Zoom interviews with teams. That was really it. Some teams would have the head coach on it, the GM, some other coaches. Sometimes it was just the receiver coach. Sometimes it was just a scout calling me, so whatever it was. But for the Lions, it was just, Coach L on Zoom, went over some football, asked me some questions about plays and whatnot, and that was really it.